What's up, Dunk Squad? It's Wayne Duncan, No Vision Duncan, and we're back with episode 9 of WWE 2K23 Realistic Universe Mode, Friday Night SmackDown. Congrats to the new Mr. Money in the Bank, LA Knight. Everybody better run, because is he going to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase? Yeah, he is. I just don't know when he's going to do it. I don't know who he's going to do it on. But once again, LA Knight is your Money in the Bank briefcase holder. And he will be kicking off SmackDown. He goes one-on-one with the show-off Dolph Ziggler. After that, we have Shayna Baszler taking on the WWE Women's Champion, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. After that, we have a big 6-man tag team #1 contender match. We have the Brawling Brutes against the OC. Next, after that, we have Robert Roode versus Bobby Lashley. And then in the main event, we have The Miz taking on Kevin Owens. Looking at the power rankings, coming in at #1, we have Kevin Owens throwing up that #1 finger, claiming to be the #1 contender. He is #1 on the power rankings. At #2, we have the Money in the Bank winner, LA Knight. At #3, we have the World Heavyweight Champion who successfully defended his title against The Miz at the Money in the Bank show. And then at #4, we have Natalya, without the titles, still dominating the power rankings. And then coming in at #5, we have the Women's Champion, Asuka. With all that being said, let's waste no more time. Let's get into it. First match we're hopping in, tuning in, and watching is LA Knight versus Dolph Ziggler.
It's Mr. Money in the Bank.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Hagerstown, Maryland, weighing in at 230 pounds, LA Knight.
LA Knight, who survived and outlasted 7 other men to grab the briefcase. But that does not mean it will ensure him of a world title. We saw what happened on Monday Night Raw. Rhea Ripley announcing that she would cash in on Raw later in the night after the title match between Raquel and Becky Lynch, with Becky retaining against Raquel and then retaining against me as Rhea Ripley. But you can fail cash-ins. It's happened in the past with Baron Corbin, John Cena, and now you can add Rhea Ripley to that list. Will LA Knight be added to that list whenever he decides to cash in? Will he fail against the show-off Dolph Ziggler here in the opener? Dolph Ziggler knows a thing or two about holding that briefcase. He's cashed it in to win the World Heavyweight title before in the past. He probably feels like it should have been him to win the Money in the Bank match, even though he did not qualify.
He's truly a top dog, no doubt about that.
Got some Ziggler fans in the house.
The smash mouth style of LA Knight should be on full display here
against
tonight.
the popular LA Knight.
I have no doubt he's going to show all these dummies in the crowd why that is. It's definitely not a pretty style, but it's effective. And for Dolph coming into this one, I think you need to strip away all the talk on social media, all the interviews. They're all just smoke screens. Trust me, Dolph's coming in with sinister thoughts. Yeah, Ziggler has always been a master of diversion, always using out-of-the-ring tactics to distract his opponents from the vicious in-ring wrestling threat that he is. Ziggler intercepts. Seeing an answer for every move attempted. Brilliant countering by both competitors.
Dolph with the angle slam.
Looking for an early pin. Two. Oh, that may have been a slow count.
2 count early on. How was that a slow count, Michael?
Down
Usually a 1 count early in the, early in the match.
When it comes to cardio, but how can Dolph give himself the advantage in this one?
Ziggler needs to force his opponent to wrestle like the show-off. A hybrid of fast-paced tempo and superior amateur wrestling is tough for any competitor to counter.
And that was an efficient form of offense for that move. He deflects it right back. There he goes, right into the corner. Nice takedown. The advantage in Ziggler's corner now.
Ziggler keeping that fast pace, and he's currently wrestling circles around his opponent. Good night so far for the show-off.
He is showing his ass off tonight.
Snapmare.
And the rolling neck snap. He can end it here. No, he kicks out.
Still has enough energy for the simple kick out.
That holds back Ziggler's attack. Snap power slam. Oh, what a kick. Down he goes. Dodges.
LA Knight with Ziggler on his shoulders. Dolph reverses it into a reverse DDT.
Will this be enough? And the referee stops the count before 2.
Strong kick out, but you have to wonder if he can keep it up.
Set him up here. Up in the suplex. Oh no. Neckbreaker. Oh, what a clothesline. Able to give him the slip.
And LA Knight ran right into the Famouser.
Maybe in a bad way here.
Doesn't matter how deep we get into it.
And a zigzag
He's got him down.
from Dolph.
This is it. He gets the shoulder up in 2.
And frustration might be starting to set in.
And now Dolph Ziggler trying to tune up the band.
Sweet chin music. Dolph could finish things.
Dolph passed out himself after that sweet chin music may have wasted some time.
And a kick out. No one saw that coming.
Just enough time
Unreal to kick out there.
for LA Knight to recover.
Unlikely, downright extraordinary. An absolute look of frustration in Ziggler's eyes now. Up they go. Oh, atomic drop.
So LA Knight has kicked out of the Famouser, the zigzag,
The arm absorbing the damage.
and the sweet chin music. What does Dolph have to do? What other moves can he pull out? I think Dolph has doesn't he have a chokehold as a finisher too? Maybe he needs to try the chokehold.
He's got the target acquired. Just a matter of the top rope. Beautiful drop kick. Out of the ring. What's his plan here? Knight was ready for that. Gets put into the barricade. And Ziggler receiving a pounding there.
Not a bad place to be in, but the longer this goes, the more trouble a superstar exposes himself to.
And this might not have a pleasant ending. And did you hear the impact of that? Driven into the barricade. Setting up. Oh, vicious Russian leg sweep right into the barricade.
Knight giving the WWE Universe the chance to really appreciate it.
Back in the ring now. Big risk here. He may be counted out.
He might be oblivious to the count, guys.
Saw that one coming.
Counters on counters. Technical prowess on display.
And Dolph with another zigzag.
Here he goes for the win. 3, be kicked out.
That is 2 zigzags, sweet chin music, and a Famouser. Not enough to put away LA Knight. Looked like he was going for his finisher before Dolph kicked him.
This has been a colossal battle to this point. No superstar is showing signs of backing down.
We are seeing all their best on display, but it might just come down to who can take advantage.
And now it may be LA Knight's turn. And I mean to become a megastar and to hit his finishing move. But it's Dolph's turn to kick out.
I can't tell if it's anger in the eyes of the fact that he hasn't finished this, or if it's disbelief that his opponent is still in there.
And now Dolph Ziggler tuning up the band once again with a little bit of sweet chin music. This time he falls right on top of LA Knight. And Dolph Ziggler gets the win over Mr. Money in the Bank.
Here is your winner, Dolph Ziggler.
Big effort tonight. A well-earned victory here tonight.
This is where Ziggler has to come back and show the world how good he really is.
And he's been really good in this realistic universe mode, defeating the World Heavyweight Champion Drew McIntyre in a match, and now defeating Mr. Money in the Bank, LA Knight. Your winner, Dolph Ziggler. Next we have Shayna Baszler versus Asuka. Asuka, who successfully defended her women's title against Carmella at Money in the Bank. Can she defeat the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler, one-on-one? And she can't. Shayna Baszler gets the win over Asuka, maybe with a little help from Ronda Rousey. Next, we have a big six-man tag team match. It is for the #1 contender spot for the SmackDown tag team titles. We had Ridge and Butch take on Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson a couple of weeks ago for the #1 contender spot, but the match ended in a draw with Ridge Holland. He had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. The referee still called it a draw. It was a little controversial. This time we're adding the Celtic Warrior Sheamus and the phenomenal AJ Styles. We got the OC. We got the Brawling Brutes. Winner will face the New Day at some point for the SmackDown tag team titles. Who is the #1 contender? It will be the OC getting the win over the Brawling Brutes. Our second match that we're going to hop in and tune in and watch is Robert Roode versus the almighty Bobby Lashley.
Prepare for a truly glorious arrival.
We just saw Robert Roode's former tag partner in the Dirty Dogs, Dolph Ziggler, get a win over LA Knight. Can Robert Roode get a win over Bobby Lashley? We haven't seen Robert Roode since losing to R-Truth.
Nor should he.
Yeah, it's easy to tell that Robert Roode competes at the absolute top level, both mentally and physically, each and every night.
Can he do what few others have done and overpower the Almighty? No.
Yeah, I think I agree with Corey on this one.
Well, this man is 6'3", 275 pounds.
And we haven't seen Bobby Lashley since losing a couple of matches to the ring general Gunther.
Has a physique that's carved out of marble.
Yeah, Michael, when you look at Bobby Lashley, you see an absolute freak of nature. And it is almost impossible to stop this runaway train. The presence of Bobby Lashley is not a figment of your imagination. There's no filter on a social media app needed.
Bobby Lashley looking to get back in the win column.
Specimen. Proud U.S. Army veteran who's dominated sports entertainment for nearly 2 decades.
Glorious Bobby Roode, the almighty Bobby Lashley.
Just look into Lashley's eyes. His goal is to seriously hurt his opponent, and he can do just that.
Lashley's ability can put you in survival mode very quickly.
The Almighty has proven that he is he could pin his opponent right here. It's over.
He's still got more left in the tank.
And Lashley gets thwarted away. Hooked up. Nothing fancy there. Spinning Uranagi. That's gotta be it.
Unbelievable display of will in the late stages of this matchup.
Answering back. Every maneuver being returned with counter fire. Uranagi! Bobby Lashley is certainly the most physically terrifying superstars in the WWE. Is that power and aggression going to be enough for him here, Corey?
Sure, when anyone looks at Lashley, all they see are his muscles. The one thing that's often overlooked about
For the victory here! And he only stays down for a 1 count.
All the punishment he's taken, and yet he's still in this match?
And now the almighty, showing that almighty strength. One of the best spine busters in the business. Now looking for the glorious DDT. Robert Roode trying to waste no time.
turns it around. Sole of the foot meets the stomach.
He's lost some of his wind now. Climbing up to the top now. Perched up top. Whoa, look out. That's gravity taking a break before coming down like thunder. He takes control. Start counting, Saxton. 1, 2, 3. We've got to be here all day. Power.
I think you're right. Rotating vertical suplex. Nicely done.
And he tosses it back in now.
And this just goes to show you how confident Robert Roode must feel.
And he's able to fight Roode off.
Cinching in the hurt.
And now the hurt lock.
Cinched in deep. Oh, the body is not meant to bend that way.
The hurt lock is applied.
Again, full Nelson locked in pretty good here.
Bobby Roode looked like he used the bottom rope to kick himself to gain some type of momentum. I don't know how he did that, but he broke out of the hurt lock.
Rolling neck snap.
Planted down across the back.
Big forearm. Up across the shoulders, fireman's carry position. Into a neck breaker.
Is it enough? The cover. He kicks out
Bobby going for the glorious DDT again.
That suplex. Oh no. Face buster.
Rude's being stopped. Dangerous situation.
And Lashley setting up for the almighty Hurt Lock. And this time, Robert Roode has no choice but to tap out.
He did it. Bobby Lashley picks up the win.
Here is your winner, the almighty Bobby Lashley.
Lashley back in the win column as the almighty
What was I getting all those hallelujahs
defeats the glorious Bobby Roode, your winner, Bobby Lashley. And now for the main event, we have The Miz versus Kevin Owens. The Miz, who did not have Mrs. Maurice in his corner at Money in the Bank when he faced Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight title. He lost the match, and now he's going up against Kevin Owens. But Kevin Owens has invited a special guest to be in his corner to neutralize Maurice, and that is the World Heavyweight Champion. That is the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. Let's see if Kevin Owens can get the win over Miz, or will the Iron Man Miz get the win? Your winner, KO. And that'll wrap it up for episode 9 of SmackDown here in the WWE 2K23 Realistic Universe mode. Until the next episode.